Hey, what's going on? It's Peak out here in Singapore, and it is the middle of the night as always. This is episode 147. Can you imagine? Oh my god, three more before 150, so I think about what I'm going to do special for that one. Anyway, it is literally Monday morning at about quarter to four in the morning, but this episode is meant for Sunday night, so Sunday was a pretty interesting day. Mostly because I jam-packed it with as much as I could, essentially. Woke up really early, got dressed, got baby girl dressed, and I did work before I went to work, basically. I did a training for Crown for Success 12 Days of Manifesting Miracles. Mine was day 4, and the topic was gratefulness. And I'm hoping it was coherent. It was the first time I was playing with two devices, so I wasn't sure where to look or how to focus, and having people on both platforms talking to me at the same time was a little disconcerting, but I think I made it through. I think I made some sense. Talking about how being grateful can attract so many more things to be grateful for in your life. So it's something to focus on, something you should focus on, like from the minute you get up till the time you go to sleep. I mean, anytime you start to find yourself focusing on what you don't have, or something that went wrong, or somebody who upset you, the first thing you should really do is try and flip that around and change it into a moment of thankfulness or gratefulness. Yes, things could be better, but guess what? They could also be worse. All right? I mean, it's just the reality of it. You could be living in a third world country. You could be starving. You could be in a super abusive relationship. I mean, it could be any one of a million things. Be grateful for what you do have. Yes, it could be worse. It could be better, but it could definitely be worse. So please be grateful for what you have. Be happy with the station in life. Know that you could do better. Know that you can push forward to more and achieve more and succeed and be more happy, obviously. But like I said, it could always be worse. So that's basically what the training was today. And I used a little bit of visualization to kind of root your manifesting capabilities in emotion. So for more on that, please visit the link in excuse me, the link in my page, and if you'd like, I'll put it in the comments here as well, so you can follow along. It's free training. It goes on until Christmas Eve, so please. It's been presented by many of our regional vice presidents in the Crown for Success network, and we're just happy to share the things that we actually use in our own lives to kind of bring about more of what we desire, rather than more problems, more confusion, more drama. So yeah, that was this morning. I was done by about 9:30, rushed off to work, had 4 interviews today. Interesting characters that showed up to interview. It never ceases to amaze me what people think is appropriate to show up to an interview in. But yeah, I was polite, I hope, and we'll see what happens next. Anyway, after the interviews, we had lessons as always. People starting to, go off for their holidays. We had to sort out calendars, make sure everybody is on the same page, so we can still get work done while, half the team is on vacation. And yeah, kind of excited, kind of getting the Christmas spirit, kind of starting to figure out who's coming to visit, whom I'm supposed to go visit, what to cook, how to manage, like all of that stuff. So it's getting kind of serious. The other thing is I got to start tuition for my own daughter, which it's freaking me out, you guys. I don't, I wish I had someone to come home to and just help me get through this, because the standards in Singapore are, I don't even know how to articulate. It's beyond what I thought first grade would be about. And me starting to freak out about it, I think, is rubbing off on her, who's starting to freak out on it. And I'm just a little worried. First grade in the U.S. is pretty simple. You're still learning to read. You're still working on phonics, simple math. Make sure you know your colors. Make sure you can speak well with others. You can, share with others. It's very simple. In Singapore, you're worried about algebra. You're worried about drawing out algebra. Seriously, it's that ridiculous. And I don't know if people are actually like, paying attention to the mental health of these children. But I'm a little worried. So I have a plan. It'll be trial and error, obviously, but I do have a plan. We'll see what happens. But on that same token, I'm grateful to work for a tuition company that can kind of help me allay some of the fears that I have with schooling and the standards and all of that stuff. So, yeah, I have a plan. We'll see. Meantime, I want to talk to you about effort. Um, Most of the time, I try and incorporate something about my business, my journey, how I'm managing all of these things. Obviously, I am solo here. I am just a mom with a daughter, and it's just me and baby girl in the house. My uncle does live here, but I rarely see him, and that's also still temporary. So, um, working through things. Um, Effort. I think effort goes hand in hand with time management. Um, as you all know, I'm a big, big fan of Gary Vee and all that he seems to be upset about. He's not upset, but the way he comes across is like he's yelling at us, right? And I appreciate that. I need to kick my ass every so often, and I do follow pretty ardently. And lately he's been talking about, what the hell do you waste your damn time on? Don't tell me you can't get to where you want to be when you're still watching the Kardashians, when you're still, um, you know, hanging out with people and spending time in all the wrong places, and then you're upset that, your business isn't moving forward. Now, I'm not going to say I have all the time in the world. I don't. Between housework, between the 9 to 5, between spending time with my daughter, because that's important to me. I need to make sure she knows that while I'm hustling and I'm doing this, that, and the other, that I do remember she exists. Because the last thing I want is for her to be like, yeah, I'm proud of my mom, but I don't have any memories of her. You know what I mean? Like, that's the last thing I want. So, between, like I said, the housework, which means cleaning the house, doing laundry, cooking. Cooking is not one of those, heat up in the microwave and it's done. I actually have to spend time at the stove. And a lot of times I try to make sure that baby girl's around so she can like pick up on how to cook, instinctual cooking, which is how I originally learned, and then I had to like pick up other skills along the way. So, yeah, all of those things are on me to do, and that's cool. I'm happy with that, because me doing it means that she sees me doing it, and when she grows up and has a family of her own, she understands that that's part of her responsibility as a mom, as an adult, as a female, as a human. You take care of your young, you take care of your house. It's kind of something that's expected of you. Um, that's one of those things I'm super grateful for, because that's the reason I feel so strongly about taking care of things on my own. My mom did that. She didn't have the time. Excuse me. She didn't have the time all the time because she was a single mom, essentially. My dad was overseas a lot. And we didn't have a maid. I mean, I had two brothers, so between the three of us, we helped out with the house as well. But there was a while there where we weren't old enough to do all that. I mean, I was, but my two brothers weren't old enough to help out. So I remember. I remember everything she did. I remember how hard it was. I remember her being touchy because she was tired. And at the time I didn't understand, but now looking back, I definitely, hindsight is 2020. I definitely understand why she was the way she was, why I was constantly at odds with her. So yeah, I appreciate the effort. But like I said, it goes in hand with time management. I talked about this before, use the machines you have available to you so you can compound the time you're spending doing whatever it is you need to do. But in the meantime, it really is about you seeing time not as like a countdown clock to, the end of the day, but more as where can you fit in spaces of 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever, of focused work where it really will move your business forward. I hear about people spending 4 hours on liking, commenting, posting, pics and stuff. Cool, all right. If you got it like that, good on you, but I don't. I really don't. So for me, I not only manage my own branding and social media, but I also handle another account for Crown for Success. It's Manifesting Queens. So I'm actually really proud of that. It's been a recent development, a recent assignment for me. I'm excited to have the opportunity because it means I learn to reach more people. I learn to brand according to someone else's brand standards, just a different version of social media management. But handling that account means I have to put in the time and the work to think about what I'm going to post it, post a caption, and then add in your 30 hashtags, whatever. So what I've realized is I don't have time to like, comment, and post and all of that nonsense, but to create a post that's heartfelt doesn't take that long. As it is, I'm already in a mindset motivation field, right? And Manifesting Queens is just a little bit more of that manifesting aspect of those same mindset motivation quotes. So while I'm not posting the same thing that I'm posting on my social media, it has to be different. It's a different target audience and all that. I find that if I get 20, 25 minutes solid, I can create a decent post, a decent image, a decent caption, and then post in my 30 hashtags as a comment, and I'm good to go. So for her, I'm actually posting twice a day. For me, I'm only posting once a day. Obviously, the captions are different for me than it is for her. Her style isn't the same as mine, so I'm trying to coordinate with what she's already posted on her page, the existing page, and then slowly take over from there. So hers is a little less time intensive, for which I'm grateful. But what I find is I travel to work and I travel from work. I don't drive. So for me, my commute consists of a bus ride and train rides. So in those spaces where I'm just standing around and listening to music, I create those posts. It doesn't take a lot of time. I'm still relaxed. I'm still, I still get to where I need to be on time. It doesn't take a lot of effort. So if I can concentrate, that's where I squeeze in some of that extra work. Now, for me, I do wake up in the middle of the night a lot. It's probably not good. This is probably the reason I get sick. I'm constantly tired. I don't get enough sleep. My sleep is often interrupted, often. But like I said, I am burning the candle at both ends. I am running ragged. I'm doing this by myself. But it is my passion. It is not work, so to speak. I don't feel stressed out to get up and go do all these things. When I get up, I kind of feel refreshed a little bit because I have slept a little while. But I also feel like inspired a little bit. It takes me a little bit to fully wake up. It takes me a little bit to, browse through my social media feeds and see what it is I'm feeling and kind of think about the day a little bit before I caption or name, the podcast episode. And then I kind of get right into it. I kind of just go along with the flow. I try not to force it. I try not to sound like it's rehearsed because that's not who I am. I'm not a rehearsed kind of person. If I'm going to present to you, if I were to ever do a TED Talk, it'd be off the cuff, seriously. Obviously, I'd have to give them a general idea of what I want to talk about. But then the experiences that I would bring into that TED Talk, the memories, the life lessons, my strategies for how I accomplish whatever topic I'm talking about, all that brainstorming would be probably 5, 10, 15 minutes before I get on stage. That's just who I am. I'm not rehearsed. It's me. Take it or leave it. And yes, I realize I say a lot. It's probably not a good thing, but I don't know how to combat that at the moment. I guess practice makes perfect, so as I go along, I'm hoping it'll get better. Instead of see. But effort basically is all in your mind. It's all in your mind. It starts with your mind. If you don't see yourself as having time, if you can constantly tell yourself, I don't have time, I'm tired, obviously you're attracting more of that mindset. Obviously you're attracting more of that way of thinking, the way of seeing your time. But I see it the way I see space. If you tell me that I don't have space to pack this, and this, I'm going to prove you wrong. I love space. I love showing you that I can rearrange things to such a degree that you can add more things into wherever you thought you had no more space. I love time. When I was a Bharatanatyam dancer, I appreciated the tilanas, the jatisrams, the more, how do I explain this? The pieces that were more demanding. Okay, the ones where you had to really like practice and practice and practice, and there was no like expression involved really, except for your eye movements to coordinate with your hands movements and your leg movements, whatever. But basically, those pieces were my favorite because you had to really be on top of your game to hit every movement in the time given. And a lot of times, if you weren't in command of your body, you can't hit those moves. You can't. It will look sloppy. It will not look sharp the way it's supposed to. It will look sloppy. So that was something I prided myself in. You tell me you can't hit these 5 moves in the 2.5 minutes that you have to hit them, and hit every pose the way you're supposed to hit it, and I will prove you wrong. I will kill myself to prove you wrong, because I know I can do it. You tell me that you have a dinner planned and you need me to bring 6 dishes and blah blah blah, and I only have like, I don't know, 16 hours to do it in, and everyone's like, oh my god, it can't be done, why don't you reduce the list, why don't you do less, why don't you do less? I'm gonna kill myself to prove to you, yeah, I could do it. Just watch me work. And I don't know if that's stubbornness, complete insanity, or I'm just crazy. I don't know. But it's something that I've always done. You tell me I can't do it, I'm going to kill myself to show you I can. You tell me you don't eat a certain food, I bet you I can make it in such a way that you'll eat it and not even know you're eating it. I mean, obviously, if you're allergic, I'm not going to push it. But you tell me you hate mushrooms, honey, just wait. Yeah, I don't know. I take everything as a challenge, I guess. I take everything as one of those moments where I'm like, yeah, don't test me. I'm going to prove you wrong every way. So this entrepreneurial journey, this solopreneur career, this brand building, creating content, reaching people, coordinating time zones. Oh my God, that's the worst part about it. Coordinating time zones. I hate it because it takes a lot of effort for me to really think consciously what time I'm in and what time they're in, and make sure that I'm saying what I need to be saying at the right time as well, like mentioning the right times. That's a little difficult for me. It's a little more than I'd like, but I manage. I manage. Because most of my partners in the U.S., the time is upside down from me, especially with daylight savings as well. So right now, for example, it's 3:55 on Monday morning. For y'all, it's 3:55. No, it's 2:55 in the afternoon on Sunday. You get me? So for me to join your conference calls, for me to join your webinars, all my work ends up in the middle of the night. And it's tough because I have a 9 to 5. I have a daughter I need to get up and drop off at school. And it's about to get a whole lot messier because right now there's no set time. And I can drop her off whenever because it is the holidays. But I'm trying to train her to get up super early because it's about 2 weeks and some change before she has to wake up and be at school. Like physically in school. Between 7 and 7:50 in the morning. Now, I do have it worked out, so, I'm not going to get dressed up and jigged up and stuff just to drop her at school. I'm probably going to roll out in my pajamas, which I assure you are very decent. Roll out my pajamas and drop her off at school and then come back and get dressed for work. And even then, I'll get there super early, yeah. But it's in those little spaces, those nooks and crannies, that I actually sneak in all the work that I need to get done. The major time slots are allocated to major works. Obviously, 9 to 5 means 9 to 5. Obviously, my time with her is limited because she's only awake so many hours of the day. If she's going to be at school at 7, like, imagine this, she's got to be in bed by 8:30 at the latest, or it's going to be rough on her to wake up and actually stay awake during school. So, between the hours of 6:30 when I pick her up currently, until 8:30, I have to be, fully present when I'm with her. I need to make sure she knows that I'm with her, that I'm focused on her, we spend time together. I want her to know. So those things are important to me. I'm not going to negotiate on those. Obviously, it takes an hour and some change to make, three, four curries and some rice. It's going to take some time. But if I plan it right, I only have to do it once a week. You get me? If I plan it right, I could probably make the curries while I have something in the slow cooker, so I have two different dishes or two different types of meals that I can eat, alternate and eat throughout the week, and I don't have to worry about cooking throughout the week. It's all about planning. It's all about time management, but it can be done. The grind does happen. I am active on social media. Not as active as I'd like to be. I don't, I'm not at that $1.80, 2 cent level, you know what I mean? Where I'm sharing and liking and posting and commenting every day with 90 different accounts. I'm not there yet. I'm working on it. That's a New Year resolution for sure. But little by little, I am interacting with all these people. I am slowly getting them to interact with me a little bit. I am finding people that I could collaborate with in the future. So I'm working on those things already. It's just by New Year's I need to up my game a little bit as far as quantity. And being up so early in the morning, I think I'll be able to accomplish that anyway. So, effort. Don't talk to me about succeeding unless you're putting in the effort. You need to be honest with yourself. Don't lie to yourself and be like, yeah, I tried this, and this once, and it didn't work, so I'm a failure. That's not how that works. You need to put in work every day. Like, imagine if you were in a marriage, right, and you decided to hug your husband once, and it just so happened that he was in a bad mood, and maybe you were a little too tight with him. I don't know, you were like bothering him, whatever, and he didn't reciprocate the hug the way you wanted it to be reciprocated, and suddenly you're at odds with him and you said, okay, my marriage failed, I want a divorce. That's basically what I'm saying. Keep trying. It's a daily effort. It's like conscious effort over and over again. You gotta think about your business all the time. You gotta think about your marriage all the time. You can't try it 1-2 times and then be like, you know what, it didn't work, let's just call it quits. And I think this is why the younger generations are finding it hard to be business owners, because they don't know what it means to be patient. And honestly, I don't like what it means to be patient. I don't like putting things on a back burner. I don't like not fiddling with things all the time. I don't like letting things be until it comes around. I don't like it. But it doesn't mean that I don't put it aside anyway. I don't have to like it to do it, right? I don't like accounting, but I gotta do it until I grow to such a size, until I scale. So, in an effort to be able to hire people to do these things for me. But in the meantime, I need to know my business, because eventually when I do hand it over to an accountant, I need to be able to tell them exactly what's going on, where it's documented, and what is expected going forward, right? Everything's connected. Yes, all my subjects blend together eventually, but it starts out with a particular topic. And today it's effort. The effort has to be consistent. I'm not saying the same time every day for the same amount of time. I'm talking about a little bit every day. You can't do 7 hours of focused work one day and then not do anything for a week and expect your business to grow. Right now, in this day and age with social media, you need to be present at least a little bit every day, or people forget you exist. It's one of the struggles I'm having with one of my side projects at the moment. I want so badly to move forward, to do things, to make sure they're seen on a daily basis, to make sure we get that marketing going, to make sure we get a following growing. But my business partners aren't in a frame of mind to do that yet. And I guess they don't know me well enough to understand what it is I'm trying to accomplish. They probably see me as a nag at the moment. They probably see me as someone who's like, oh my God, this girl, why? I'm just enthusiastic. I'm excited. And I want that excitement to bleed over into the way we post, the way we interact with the audience, all of those things. Because if that enthusiasm is only there once every blue moon, we're not going to get anywhere. We're going to be in the same place we are right now in 10 years' time. You know what I mean? And I don't want that. I don't have that kind of time to waste. Effort is about time. Yes, it takes time to put in the effort. But if you plan it right, it's worth it. It's worth it. Whenever I get free time, I do scroll through my feed. I like and post and, comment. It doesn't amount to 4 hours a day. I guarantee it. But it is a little bit every day, a couple times a day. I hope this made sense. I hope you understand a little bit better what I'm talking about. It's important to me. The effort is important. I understand the value and the weight behind my effort. And I know I could do more. I know it. But I'm glad I'm doing what I am. I'm doing what I can with what I know. And eventually, when I get a little more savvy with the social media, the technology, the tools, the apps available, I will be able to compound all of that by sharing to all platforms at the same time without having to do it on one, convert it and do it on another, and then get off and do it on another yet. Once I get the hang of things, it will almost be automated. Like right now, yeah, IFFTTT or something like that. I can't remember what the app's name is, but right now when I post on Instagram, if I click the share to Facebook button, I know for a fact that immediately everything that's on my Facebook page goes straight to Twitter as well. I don't have to think about Twitter right now. So, I mean, things like that make my life a little bit easier, but I also need to be part of the community. So that part, I can't, there's no app for that. Well, actually there is. There are bots for that, but I refuse to do that. I want it to be me. I want you to know that when I comment on your post, when I like your post, it's because I liked your post. You know? Anyway, to each his own, but this is who I am. And I don't like being anything other than who I am because it's taken me so long to like who I am. You get me? All right, you guys, I'm going to call it a night because it's 4 o'clock. And I should probably get some sleep because I have to get up early and get baby girl to school again. So y'all take care, and I will catch you again tomorrow. And believe it or not, yes, today was the 30th day of the Gratefulness Project. And no, I did not get on and do a live specifically for the Gratefulness Project, but I did do a live on Facebook and Instagram teaching people how to be grateful. So I think that counts. So I'll be back to the usual Gratefulness Project tomorrow with day 31. All right? I'll catch you in the morning. Until then, take care. And do leave me a comment. Leave me comments. Leave me, anything you'd like. Just interact, please. Because I want to know what you're thinking. I want to know what you feel, if you think this is valuable or not. Or if it's just one of those stupid rants for some stupid girl in the middle of the night. Either way, I want to know. Anyway, I'll catch you tomorrow, and y'all take care.